Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakar Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, this is Psalms 9. I'm going to start at 4. Excuse me. Psalms 9 and 4. For thou hast maintained my right and my cause. Thou sattest in the throne judging right. Thou hast rebuked the heathen. Thou hast destroyed the wicked. Thou hast put out their name forever and ever. Right, and this is the future, prophecy, okay, a future judgment of, Esau, all right, the wicked, all right, but as well as all you nations that's in cahoots or is in league with him. All right, the Most High is going to destroy the heathen for your dealings, all right, the injustices, the atrocities that you've committed against, the Israelites, you Negro, Latino, Native, Seminole, all right. You will be judged for that, and it's going to be a harsh, sore judgment that you deserve. When I say harsh, I don't mean harsh in the sense of overkill, but harsh in the sense of, it's going to be extreme, and you earned it for your dealings with us. All right? And this is what we're waiting for, like the scriptures say, the patience of the saints. We're waiting for our enemies, chiefly Esau, our number one enemy, to be judged. And, the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, is a man in his word. He's a man where he cannot lie. So if he say he going to judge y'all, he going to judge y'all. And I know it may seem far-fetched to most because this man has been ruling. And it seems as though his rulership is like kind of set in stone, because you can't think of anything. When I say you people that be trying to devise all these plans against Esau, we going to take him down. All that's going to come to naught. He always, your plans always end up foiled. All right, because the only power that can take this man out is the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, and the Most High, once again, he's going to judge you nations, man, for what you done to us. All right, it says, thou hast put out their name forever and ever. All right, there will be no more remembrance, of his rulership. It ain't going to be like now where, Esau has a lineage where he passes, things down, children get inheritances and things like that. No, that's all gonna be cut off. You might not even have a name in the kingdom. You know how they go off their last name. You might not even, have, depending on, what, a brother do with his Edomites. But, Lord willing, the way I envision what I would do is you're not even gonna have a name. You're just gonna be Edomite. Hey, Edomite, come here. Edomite, you're not gonna have no personal name or nothing to cling on to for you to have any individuality. You just one of them. You will be. But continuing on 9 and 6, Psalms 9 and 6. O thou enemy, destructions are come to a perpetual end, and thou hast destroyed cities. Their memorial is perished with them, right? Their memorial, their remembrance is gonna be perished with them. Right? Ain't gonna be no statues up, for them to have any remembrance of what they consider their glory, which is this place. You won't see, or even back in time, like it won't be no mention of, these Edomites in the past that they exalt, like George Washington, Julius Caesar, and all that's gonna die with this place. All right. This is Isaiah 14 and 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how have the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. All right, and this is a tone of mockery, man. Because this is what's gonna happen in the kingdom of heaven. All right, the big bad Edomite, like these Edomites that have the attitude or the arrogancy of like a Donald Trump. You're gonna be, mocking them, man. The other nations, us, of course, but the other nations as well are gonna be mocking you. So, how have the oppressor ceased? How the Golden City, see what happened to America. You remember Miami? You know, you're just gonna be whatever you think to mock them with, because of everything that they cling on to and hold near and dear to their heart, and they think in their heart that makes them great is gonna be totally obliterated. You know, that's why I brought up Miami, New York, LA. You know, the big Chicago, like what they call their treasure cities, all gonna be dust. All right, because Yahweh Bashim Al Shah is gonna judge this place, man. You know, he have prepared his throne for judgment. The Lord have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. All right, he who smote the people with the continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. And you can see that now with Trump. He had ruleth the nations in anger. You know, Trump is, putting his foot in these nations' ass, man. Not, saying he's the first to do so, because this whole setup is doing that. But the level of arrogancy that he's doing it with. All right, smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. All right, he ruled the nations in anger. All right, it's gonna be persecuted and none hindereth. You on trial now. You know the charges that you're being brought up on. You know, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone is being told to you every day. It's just the ultimate judge, the one and only judge, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. When he bangs that proverbial gavel, which is gonna be the missiles hitting this place. And that's your judgment. We just relaying the info to you. Just like when you get a lawyer and the lawyer sit with you, look, this is what they charging you with. This is how this is gonna play out. Because the lawyer know whether you going to jail or not. This is what it is, and this is how it's gonna fight this case. But in your case, it's no way for you to fight the case. It's just gonna be you getting destroyed. And once again, it's a future prophecy. It hasn't happened yet, but we know it's gonna happen, or it wouldn't be there. Most High ain't wasting words and just saying shit just to say it. He ain't like you Americans that just talk just to talk. We all done been around somebody like that, and motherfuckers just talk just to talk. Ain't talking about shit. That's not, how Yahweh Bashim Al Shah is dealing. These things will come to pass. It says, hindereth, Isaiah 14:7, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth in singing. Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. I know how much of a demon you got to be for the trees to rejoice at your downfall. The trees is going to rejoice, let alone the people. Because like I've said before, after the initial, us getting y'all in order and getting y'all in check, all right, y'all going to enjoy the world. Because the Israelites are not going to rule with, a corrupt mindset. We're going to rule with the laws of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. So, you're going to enjoy the earth, man. Ain't going to be no more wars and all that. You're going to enjoy the earth after we initially, put you in subjection, because that's going to be tough for y'all. Because don't nobody want to listen to a Negro or a Latino. Them other nations, they feel like I ain't listening to y'all. Y'all this down the third. But you know how we going to get them in order. But, like the scripture say, even the fir tree, the trees is going to rejoice, all right? No feller is come up against thee. When you look at that word feller, somebody that chop down trees. Now, when you think of a lumberjack, all right, who do you think of? You think of the Edomites, man. So big back motherfucker in a flannel, man. And that with an axe, man. The trees are gonna rejoice. They ain't gonna have to worry about getting chopped down. At this alarming rate. They've been talking about that since I was a little kid, man. I learned about the shit. That's probably like late '90s. I was a little kid. They talking about the rainforest. We gotta say the rainforest. This dude, is just destructive, man. Verse 9, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Or thou become like unto us, because you're going to be in the same boat as the other nations. You're all going to be under subjection. So the way that a Edomite may look at a Moabite, they look at them like they above them. You going to be, you the lowest among the heathen, you Edomite, but y'all going to be on the same page, man. Y'all on the same deal, serving the Israelites. Just being one of the nations that's on the earth, because you don't got no God. Ain't nobody care about you. Nobody coming to save you. So you just gonna be perpetual, servant, for eternity. Because once the Israelites come into power, when Yahweh Hashem Yahushua judges this place, and the Israelites come into power, there is no going back. Because the only reason that we are in this situation is because of our disobedience to the Lord. But as we know, the Most High gonna make us perfect. We're gonna get that new heart. So we're not never gonna be in no position where the Lord gonna be angry at us again. And if the Lord ain't angry at us, what that bring forth is just blessings upon blessings. All right. Thy pomp, this is verse 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials, the worm spread under thee, and the worms covered thee. Or thy pomp is brought down to the grave. If you know what someone being pompous is, that's synonymous with what? Arrogancy and pride. All right, so all that pride is gonna get knocked out of you, because you gonna go back to being the caveman you is, man. Like I said before, man, ain't gonna be no suits, shaved faces, nice haircuts. You just gonna go back to being the Edomite you is, man. It's a dirty looking, just Google caveman. That's how they look, all hunched over. They ain't had no language. Just grunting at each other. That's what y'all gonna go back to. So when they go back to that state, it's gonna be no reason for no pride, man. You're not gonna be able to fool. You're not gonna have no control over no media anymore, which is a tool that they use to put spells on people. So that's why you got like the nigga woman, man, walking around here with blonde hair. That's ridiculous. That's not fashionable or a blessing. You know what I'm saying? That skin cream y'all use to lighten your skin. Why you want your skin to look like that? That's a curse. That's the only nation of people on the planet with that type of skin. But through, pardon me, but through media, because that's a very powerful weapon. Through media, he's able to make himself look like all of his features are godlike. Through his iconoclasm as well. All right, all these, starting with Yahushua, what they done with that. But even people who are considered to be prominent figures in history, they whitewash them, as they say. They use that iconoclasm. So you thinking, damn, all the great people look like them. I should look like them, when in all actuality, he's just the lowest among the heathen. All right. Verse 12, Isaiah 14 and 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? All right. And this is talking about Esau. All right, this gets confused. You know the fable. Ain't even gonna get into it, man. But this is talking about Esau. All right, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nation? Who's weakening the nations, man? All right, who goes around siphoning resources out of your land? Who's slapping you around with sanctions and tariffs and shit? You can look at that right now. What he done to Canada. I'm talking about Trump right now. Canada and Mexico. He said, we're gonna hit you with the tariffs, and they folded. I know Canada did. They folded because why? That would have weakened their nation. It's only one nation of people on the planet that's doing this. All right, so like it's what they call a process of elimination. It ain't us. Jake can't do nothing. Jake ain't got control over the damn street he live on. You know what I'm saying? The police don't even live in that neighborhood. They run that neighborhood. So, that X's us out, and you continue to do that process of elimination amongst all these heathen nations. All right. There's only one nation of people that's doing this. You Edomites. You're weakening the nations. Through your paperwork and brute force. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. That's Esau. I will be like the Most High. And you seeing he, really trying to reach that, if you want to call it God-like status, through his technology, man. Because he coming with the that RFID, that device, man. If you look up the Cognify jail, it's like an AI jail sentence, right? They put that device in your head to affect your thoughts. They can put memories into your head. They want to be like the Most High. Who controls your mind? The Most High, Yahweh Bar Shem Yahushua. They want to get that type of power. But of course, the Lord ain't going to let them get it. But this is the plan. This is the goal that they aiming for. I will be like the Most High. It says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Or is this him? Remember when we were scared of him? It's just like any bully that get exposed. Once he get his ass whooped, it's like, man, remember he thought he was the shit. Remember he had us shook. Then now that person comes, and beat the bully and knock the bully out. And then, the person that's going to, beat on the bully and knock him out is Yahushua when he gets sent back. But that's how the nations, even us. Remember this fool was in power, man. You don't trip. The nations as well. Narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this a man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of the prisoners? You going from the very top to the very, very bottom. And it's just going to happen, soon, man. In the season of judgment. It's only a matter of time. Of course, we don't know exactly when. Nobody but the Heavenly Father knows. But it's only a matter of time before you get judged. Verse 18, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, even one in his own house. But thou art cast out of the grave like an abominable branch. and as the remnant of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the world with cities. See, this is the number one Edomite excuse when you bring up the atrocities that they've committed in the past. No, we didn't do it. That was our ancestors. Were you benefiting from it? You know, that makes you what? An accessory. If I rob a bank, you know, by myself, you know, let's say I just go in there and rob it by myself, but I give you 100,000, you guilty. You wasn't even there, because the stolen goods is in your possession, right? Just like if you look at the Israelites, we in your possession. Those stolen goods is in your possession. So all that, you know, that was our ancestor shit. That don't fly. You know, you gonna pay for what your forefathers did, and you will not rise nor possess land nor fill the face of the world with cities, because once you go down, you stand down. All right, you will pay for what those who came before you have done. This is a part of the judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right, I'm gonna hop this. Salakia. I'm gonna hop to Psalms 109:12. Let there be none to extend mercy unto him, neither let there be any to favor his fatherless children. All right. See, you gotta get paid for it. You gotta pay for what your forefathers did. All right. Let his posterity be cut off, and in the generation following, let their name be blotted out. All right. Going back to Salakia. Going back to the original verse. All right. Their name being their memorial is perished with them. All right. Their remembrance being, you know, destroyed, man. All right. Let their posterity be cut off, and in the generation following, let their name be blotted out. All right. To blot something out is to what? Take away the remembrance of it. You know. But you go into that word posterity, the offspring of one progenitor to the furthest generation, all future generations. All right. So your offspring. All right. Then you get the word progenitor, an ancestor in a direct line, a forefather, a biologically ancestral form, precursor, originator. Okay. Going back to Esau. Progenitors of social. No, that's something else. Go to the synonyms and the antonyms. Okay. Synonyms: ancestor, a father, a forebear, a forebearer, a forefather, grandfather, pre primogenitor, if I'm pronouncing that right. Pardon me. But these are the things that's you know, synonymous with, you know, a progenitor. Okay. And you look at the antonyms, is a descendant. An antonym being what? The opposite of a synonym. So you are the descendants of Esau. You know, and these, you know, they try to play these word games, try to play semantics with you, but it's straight to the heart, man. Ain't no way you getting away from this. All right. But Psalms 109:14, let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered with the Lord, and let not the sin of his mother be blotted out. Let them be before the Lord continually, that he may cut off the memory of them from the earth, going back to their memorial. All right, because all remembrance of Edomites and their rulership will be forgotten very soon. All right. But in Psalms 9 and 6, O thou enemy, destructions are come to a perpetual end, and thou hast destroyed cities, their memorial is perished with them. But the Lord shall endure forever. He hath prepared his throne for judgment. And he shall judge the world in righteousness. He shall minister judgment to the people in uprightness. So the Lord will judge this place. Psalms 96 and 9. O worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. Fear before him all the earth. Say among the heathen that the Lord reigneth. The world also shall be established, that it shall not be moved. He shall judge the people righteously. Let the heavens rejoice, and let the earth be glad. Let the sea roar, and the fullness thereof. Let the field be joyful, and all that is therein. Then shall all the then shall all the trees of wood rejoice. Here you go again. It says, before the Lord, for he cometh, to judge the earth. He shall judge the world with righteousness, and the people with truth. Right, to judge, and because this is a righteous judgment. All right, everybody act like what's being said is evil, or it comes from some. It does come from a place of hatred, because the Lord tell us that hate the evil and love the good. Right? But how the world looks at hatred, like, oh, y'all so bad people, man. Why would you want to say that? Because it's a righteous judgment. Everything he's doing is wicked and against what Yahweh Hashem Yahushua wants to thrive on the earth, which is righteousness. Everything he does is contrary to that. Everything. And start showing me some righteous shit Edomites do. Whenever somebody comes with this shit, I'm crazy, I'm this, that, and the third, which, I'm sure everybody deals with this, that believe in this word and preach this word. Start list some righteous shit. If I'm tripping, show me. And that's when you get the whatever, and you know how niggas is, That's when the conversation ends, because you can't speak on no righteousness that this man do. Now you do have people that'll say, because I had somebody say this to me, well, what he do that's good? Well, this is what you're dealing with. I'm not even gonna continue to go into it, but that's their mindset. This is what you're dealing with. All right. Pardon me, give me 1 second. Yeah, Shalaki, but yeah, that's the type of people you're dealing with. This is their mindset. Even the wickedness that he do is righteous. But it's Psalms 98 and 1. Oh, sing unto the Lord a new song, for he hath done marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arm have gotten him the victory. The Lord hath made known his salvation. His righteousness have he openly showed in the sight of the heathen. See, this is when you see the Israelites is blessed, in the kingdom of heaven. The Lord made known his salvation, because only the Israelites is getting saved. Yeah, that's another thing. All you people, you think you believe in the scriptures that's not of the nation of Israel, that's not of the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You're not of the tribes. You gonna make his salvation, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, is gonna be made known in front of your face. Oh, he only dealing with them. Damn, we ain't blessed, they blessed. He gonna make it known who his chosen is. His righteousness hath he openly showed in the sight of the heathen. And y'all ain't gonna be able to do nothing but watch. Ain't no plan you gonna devise. We gonna get the Israelites, we gonna take them out. It ain't none of that gonna happen. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing but watch us thrive. Same way you watched us be in this state of oppression. Your ass ain't do nothing but watch then, like right now. Y'all don't drive through what you call black neighborhoods, or you don't drive through the ghetto and try to devise nothing to help us. So shit, in the kingdom when we blessed, You gonna watch just like, I mean, you should be used to it. It's watching. It's just at that time, it's not gonna be to your benefit no more. You ain't gonna be able to come over here on no fucking visa and open a store and just rape the neighborhood. You ain't gonna be able to sell hair to the nigga woman no more. She gonna be out of it. She gonna get her hair back. You know, you ain't gonna be able to sell makeup and shit. They gonna be in their right mind. They gonna realize they gonna be beautified again. You know, and them curses gonna be on y'all. Most High gonna go make your scalp a scab. All you damn nations walk around here, the woman of the nations walking there around here with that long hair. You gonna be walking around with bonnets and shit on, and you know, all that shit they put in their hair, man. But not to digress. Verse 3, Psalms 98:3. He hath remembered his mercy and his truth towards the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our power. All right, the Most High ain't forget what he told Abraham. The Most High he ain't unrighteous. He ain't forgot none of that. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our power. Everybody gonna know. Just like ancient Egypt. Everybody knew. You know, it's a power in Israel. He deal with them. You know. It says, make a joyful noise unto the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, all the earth. Make a loud noise and rejoice and sing praise. Sing unto the Lord with the harp and the voice of a song, with trumpets and the sound of cornet. Make a joyful noise before the Lord, the King. Let the sea roar and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. Let the floods clap their hands. Let the hills be joyful together before the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. For he cometh to judge the earth. With righteousness shall he judge the world, and the people with equity. Most High judge the world righteously. Right? The only people that's afraid, well, Shalaki, that's the wrong word to use it. Being afraid of the Most High, fearing the Most High is the beginning of wisdom. All right, so you should be scared of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. But when I say afraid, I really mean the only people who will have a problem with a righteous judge is a wicked motherfucker. Who else will have a problem with that? The Lord is about to judge the world righteously. Anybody that suck their teeth, cock their head to the side like, oh man, here we go with this shit. Yeah, you wicked. Only a wicked person wouldn't want righteousness to flourish. You know, so when you tell people of these things and then they come with that attitude, you know what it is with them. They wicked. Revelation 19:2. For true and righteous are his judgments. For he have judged the great whore. This is talking about America. He judged the great whore, which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, and have avenged the blood of his serpents at her hand. Right? The Most High is going to avenge us. Right? Well, I'm talking about all the blood. You know, you do have men who will be martyrs in this truth, who will, you know, had a spirit put on them to, you know, do that great act. You know, but I'm talking about all the blood, every drop. You know, because Esau he think he get away with shit. You know, just the blood. Let's just talk about Gad and Reuben. Let alone all the tribes. But let's talk about Gad and Reuben. All that blood that you spill, you got to pay for that. Because that's how you built the foundation of this country. Scriptures talk about that. You established this city off of blood. So Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to pay you back for that. Or you will receive a recompense for that. Recompense. Shalaki. Sirach 35:16. He that serveth the Lord shall be accepted with favor, and his prayer shall reach unto the clouds. The prayer of the humble pierceth the clouds. Until it come nigh, he will not be comforted, and will not depart till the Most High shall behold to judge righteously and execute judgment. And as we cry to the Most High for him to execute judgment on this place, it says, for the Lord will not be slack, neither will the mighty be patient towards them, till he have smitten and sundered the loins of the unmerciful. Who's the unmerciful? Esau. Esau don't show you no mercy. His court on the street, he might, police might, kill you. In his court system, he don't show niggas, pardon me, he don't show Jake no mercy. They want to be, I believe exonerated is the right word. They want to be exonerated, all right? Or have the things that they have done swept under the rug in a sense. But ask anybody with felonies. They don't let that shit go. Shit, you gotta have even if you talk about employment, you gotta have a special type of job that say, okay, we accept felons. Most people see that F on your record and they say, man, nah, this nigga ain't shit. So they don't let things you do go. But they want to be forgiven. This man is a big hypocrite. Not even forgiven. They don't even want you to forgive them. They just want you to not talk about it. Esau don't care about no forgiveness. It says, and the son of the loins of the unmerciful, and repay vengeance to the heathen, till he have taken away the multitude of the proud and broken the scepter of the unrighteous. Scripture going back, he have broken the scepters of the rulers, man. That's Shalakia. That was in Isaiah. Yeah, Isaiah 14:5. The Lord have broken the staff for the wicked and the scepters of the rulers. All you nations, well, chiefly Esau, he the tip of the spear, but you nations that got a little bit of piece of power right now, Most High about to knock your ass out of power for your dealings with the Israelites. All right. For the Lord, Sirach 35:18, for the Lord will not be slack, neither will the mighty be patient towards them, till he have smitten and sundered the loins of the unmerciful, and repaid vengeance to the heathen, till he have taken away the multitude of the proud and broken the scepter of the unrighteous, till he have rendered to every man according to his deeds, and to the works of men according to their devices, till he have judged the cause of his people and made them to rejoice in his mercy. All right. This is what the future holds. All right, the judgment of the heathen, judgment and the destruction and the humbling of the heathen. All right, and the salvation of, starting with the elect of the nation of Israel, but the salvation of the Israelites, because even the 2/3, although they're gonna get destroyed on this side, they coming, they're gonna be in the kingdom, come back as righteous little babies. This is what's gonna happen, and this is where our hope lies. This is, of course, Jake done been beaten into submission. So anything that has to do with the upliftment, let's say that, of our people, Jake don't want to hear it at this point. They just think America gonna go on forever. But Psalms 9 and 9. All right, the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in the time of trouble, because the time that we coming in is a time of trouble, Jacob's trouble. All right, so while the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is judging the heathen, and is massive destruction going around, the Lord will simultaneously, all right, deliver and be protecting the elect. Because we gonna go through this shit too. We gonna see it. It's just favor is gonna be shown to the elect. So in a famine, all right, you may not eat for a while, but while everybody else is not eating, and some people get that judgment of starving to death, the Lord might gonna have you stumble upon something, you know? Whether it be, just you something to get you over, or shit, you never know, man. And the Most High is great. And the Most High love you elect. You might, come up on a bunker. It got hella waters and juice and your favorite damn food to be in there. So once again, as Yahweh Hashem Yahushua destroy this place, he gonna simultaneously protect the elect. He gonna destroy y'all and preserve the hopeful elect. All right, because that's what the Most High is. It's a refuge in a time of trouble for who? Those who believe in him, those who pray to him sincerely. And who is that? The hopeful elect. People ain't praying to the Lord, man. The Most High is the furthest thing from these people's mind in America. All right. Psalms 37 and 39. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. He is their strength in the time of trouble. All right. So in the time of trouble, our strength ain't gonna be in, I was working out, I got hella muscles, and I got the Glock with the switch, all that worldly shit. Ain't gonna be none of that. Because none of that lasts. I've seen strong men become feeble. I've seen I've seen people with pistols, right? They don't even know how to really work a gun, man. Them niggas just got that shit just to scare people, man. So it's gonna be, you gonna see that. It's gonna be like, I've seen that up close and personal. It's gonna be a lot of times where you see somebody who's not even willing to use those weapons. Because right now you could just what they call brandish a gun and everybody calm down. Like, all right, he got the gun on him. We gonna fall back. But it's gonna be all out war out here. So for all you folks like that, you know who you are, that scaring people with a gun ain't gonna work. Only thing that's gonna work is the Lord, all right? The Lord being your strength, your protection, your shield, your buckler, your high tower, as the scriptures saying the Most High is. Your place of refuge. It says Psalms 37 and 40, and the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trust in him. All right. So outside of the hopeful elect, ain't nobody trusting in the Most High. Just saying it's like damn, sorry for me to explain. I'm at it's fashionable. Let's say that, just to say I believe in. They just call him God. It's just fashionable to say that. Or like when a nigga say I pray for you, niggas don't be. That's the prayer. They don't go home and come on, man. The Most High know who believe in him, and he know who full of shit. Psalms 91 and 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power. In him will I trust. The Lord is a place of refuge, a place of safety. All right, like when you talk about a refugee camp, it'd be a whole bunch of misplaced or displaced people going to that place for what? Safety, shelter, food. All right. When you look at a fortress, it's like something that protects you, like a wall around you. Like if I build a 10-foot wall and it's around me, it'll, with the blessing of the Lord, it'll protect me. All right, these are the things. Well, this is what the Most High is for us, a place of refuge, and protection. And that's why we trust in him. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and thy buckler. All right. That's what the Most High truth is, a shield and a buckler for us. All right. These are instruments of protection. Back in the ancient world in the war, you wouldn't go to no type of war without no shield. You're gonna get thrust through immediately. But that shield protects you from harm. And that's what the Most High is for us, a shield. Even now, on our everyday walk, you see how the Most High protects you from things. Some things you're not even aware of. Some things happen in your life. I know this happened to me. You confused, like, damn, why this happened? Most High probably protecting you from something. You don't need to be privy to everything. You don't need to know or like if you got children, you don't tell your children everything. You don't need to know. Just know that, you being protected and taken care of. Verse 5 says, thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. All right, when you talk about pestilence, right? Because we was in, damn, that seemed like so long ago, but 2020 with the COVID, or the pandemic, myself, and I'm pretty sure a lot of believers was thinking this. It's like, that shit for y'all. Not one time was I worried about getting COVID. I used to get in trouble. I remember I was working at Amazon at that time, and they used to write me up for not wearing a mask all the time because I felt like I ain't gotta wear that shit. Fuck, that's for y'all. Shit, you worried about that? Oh, it's dangerous and people dying. And okay, because that shit used to hurt. I don't know if you remember that time. It used to hurt my ears, man, wearing that damn thing all day. But them people was petrified, man. Like a cough, was like a gunshot back then. If you coughed around people, they would look at you like, yeah, he got it. He got it. You could have a common cold. Yeah, he got it. He got that shit. You gotta get away from him. But all jokes aside, there's this confidence that y'all watching me outside, bless me with, as well as you, to have in him. Worried about that. Shit. But what is verse 7? Psalms 91:7. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. You gonna see bodies dropping, right? But it ain't gonna touch you. That's the protection of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. I've seen pardon me, because I don't remember exactly where this was. It was just like one of the memes, right? And it says, it was like the protection of the elect or something like that, to that effect. And it was like a hurricane in some part of the world, and all the houses was fucked up except one house. That house looked like it just got built. Nothing touched it. That's, if you can envision that, that's the protection that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is gonna have over you. Because a hurricane is a big deal. That's one of the ways the Most High destroyed with a tempest. But that one house didn't get destroyed. That was a representation of the elect. Imagine all the houses on your street get blown away in a tornado, hurricane type situation. But your shit, not a piece of paint got chipped off your shit. That's how powerful and mighty that protection of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is. And that's what, Lord willing, we be the elect. That's what we are expecting from the Lord. Not expecting in the sense of the Lord owe us anything, but expecting in the sense of confidence. I'm confident that the Lord can protect me. I expect to make it through such and such situation because Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has gone before me and taken care of it already. The Lord is my shield and my buckler. So once again, while the Lord is judging the nations, the Lord have prepared his throne for judgment, while he's judging the 2/3 of our people and the rest of the nations, we feel as though we'll be protected. It's confidence, that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has blessed you with to have in him. But it shall not come nigh thee. Says, only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. All right. And you're going to pass right over you. It's going to pass right over you. If the Lord, say the same. If you be the elect, that's the type of protection you're going to get. These people going to be bugged out, and you're going to have a calm to you, which that's going to irritate people even more. Even like I keep saying, even now, like you'll see something happen, you not tripping because how Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is in control of everything. That make people nervous around you. They don't like that. If they bugging out and you don't see what's going on and all this shit, nah, I ain't tripping because everything the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai did is righteous. Salakia. Goddamn. Salakia. I forgot where I was. I believe I was in verse 10. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. About the Lord. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under thy feet. Because he has set his love upon thee, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high because he hath known my name. And that's an important thing too. That's why a lot of people are going to get smacked around and destroyed in this time to come, because you don't have a name. Right? You can't just call the Most High anything you want or call him any name. People can't call you any name. And you just a mere mortal. And at this point, speaking of the hopeful elect at this point. But if you wouldn't let nobody, if your name Jeff, you ain't gonna let nobody call you Brian. That's offensive. Anybody gonna get mad at that. So for all you can call the Most High anything you want. Or for all you people with the wrong name, I'm not even gonna run down a list of them wrong names. All right, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is the only name. That's the name of the true and living power. So a lot of you people just gonna be, sincerely calling on the wrong name, and that's gonna get you destroyed. Verse 15, he shall call upon me, and I will answer him. And who answers a name that there's not their name? I'm talking about even on our level down here. If once again, your name Jeff, and somebody call you Brian, and you wouldn't even turn around, because that's not your name, and you don't respond. That's crazy that people say that. I believe that was, that other camp that say that you could call the Most High anything you want. Calling anybody anything you want is disrespectful. That's amongst men. You know how much, That's silly. He shall call upon me and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. Psalms 46:8. Come, behold the works of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, what desolations he have made in the earth. All right. He maketh wars to cease unto the end of the earth. He breaketh the bow and cutteth the spear in sunder. He burneth the chariot in the fire. Be still and know that I am Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The power of Jacob is our refuge. Salah, the power of Jacob is our refuge. Right? The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's who the Most High has a relationship with on this earth. Abraham, who the Most High called his friend. All right, Isaac, Jacob, unto the tribes. That's our place of refuge. All right, the hopeful elect, those who acknowledge and honor the Lord. All right. All right. The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee. For thou, Lord, has not forsaken them that seek thee. Okay. Yeah, Acts 4:12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there's none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. It's only one name. Psalms 135:13. Thy name, O Lord, endure forever, and thy memorial, O Lord, throughout all generations. All right, the name Yahweh Shema shall endure forever. It's only one name. All right, the name is important. That's why it's mentioned so much. Deuteronomy 4:29. But if from thence thou shalt seek the Lord thy power, thou shalt find him. If thou seek him with all thy heart and with thy soul, when thou art in tribulation, and all these things will come upon thee, even in the latter days, if thou turn to the Lord thy power, and shalt be obedient unto his voice, he will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he sware unto them. All right. So if you know that name and you are seeking the Lord with all your heart and all your soul, the Lord not gonna forsake you. All right? And this is an attribute that's only given to the hopeful elect that's really seeking the Lord, seeking his face, trying to amend their ways to align with the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Praying to the Lord, reading the scriptures. A nigga won't read a pamphlet, let alone the scriptures. Jake hate reading. Matter of fact, damn. Oh, generations of old. I should know where this was. Yeah, Sirach 2:10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? All right. The Lord protects those that really seek him sincerely. That's why when you think about it, speak for all of us. Things always work out, right? If you is in a sincere spirit. I'm talking about your trials and your tribulations now. Shit get hard. That's a part of the test. All right. But things never go as bad as you think they could go when that demon jump on you of worry. Things always work out. You always get through it. You have times of hunger, you always eat. You got clothes on your back. You got a place to lay your head, even if it's not what you consider ideal. It's there for you. The Lord don't forsake people who sincerely he don't forsake those that love him. He not like these worldly niggas who will use you. You show the love, which is the obedience to the Lord. He gives you blessings and protection. It's just not that worldly shit that we was taught that a blessing is $500,000. Oh, I hit the lotto, I'm blessed. It's cool, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about it day to day. If I'm making sense, when the Lord protects you, never forsakes those who who are sincere. Even though, even if you've done things that deserve for him to turn his back on you. Yeah, he still protects you. It says, for the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth in the time of affliction. All right, y'all Bashim, y'all shall save you in those times of affliction. And it ain't gonna be no time of affliction like the time we coming in now. Like that Daniel 12:1 says, since the earth been formed, it's never gonna be a time like this. So you gotta be strapped with faith, and belief. All right, we're going back to Psalms 9. I think I was at 10. Yeah. Isaiah 55:6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Because it's going to be a time where the Lord is not going to, what I'm saying is the doors of mercy is going to close. Just like them doors closed on the ark. And the scriptures say the Spirit of the Lord closed them doors. That time is going to come. Let the wicked forsake his way. Let the unrighteous man his thoughts. Right, repent. And let him return unto the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and he will have mercy upon him and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. All right, yeah, we talk about the destruction of the Lord a lot because this was coming, But the Lord is also merciful. The scriptures say his mercy is as great as his wrath. But that mercy is set aside for those who return unto him, those who forsake his wicked ways and his unrighteous thoughts and return unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Like the Lord in Matthew 18, you talk about the children, making yourself like a child. That if you have children, you get on your children, and they make this. I'm talking about your smaller children that make this face of they sincerely, sorrowful. If you're a parent, you know what I'm talking about. They come to you with that face of, I really messed up. You could tell when they sincere. Or if they just waiting for you to shut the fuck up so they can go do what they want to do again. It's those who come with sincerity back to the Lord that he forgives. Or that what they call holy rolling. Oh, I'm fucked up right now. Let me go to church. Yeah, shit don't work, man. Not finessing the Lord. But Psalms 105:2, sing psalms unto him, talk ye of all his wondrous works, glory ye in his holy name, let the heart of them rejoice that seek the Lord. Seek the Lord and his strength, seek his face forevermore. So it's Psalms 9:10, and they that know thy name will put their trust in thee, for thou, Lord, has not forsaken them that seek thee. Seek the Lord sincerely, and he will not forsake. Our power is compassionate, long suffering. He loves us, But a good, the Heavenly Father being the father of the children of Israel. All right, just like with your kids, you love them, but you will still fuck them up if they do wrong. That's just in the spirit of the Israelites. You see Esau trying to take that away with all his rules and regulations with your children. But the scriptures say, don't spare the rod. You think the Most High told us that, and he don't execute that? So 2/3 of the nation of Israel is just a bunch of badass children that gotta, get whooped. But sing praise, Psalms 9 and 11. Sing praises to the Lord, which dwelleth in Zion. Declare among the people his doings. When he maketh inquisition for blood, he remembereth them. He forgetteth not the cry of the humble. And that's the hope of the cry of the humble. When we cry to the Lord, like I believe that's in Matthew 18 as well, if I'm not mistaken. Pardon me. Yeah. But the importunate woman who just kept coming to the man and, I need this, I need this, I need this. That's the elect, praying to the Lord nonstop. Destroy this place. But it talk about the Lord making an inquisition for blood. So inquisition, and I believe this is just a Webster dictionary, an investigation conducted with little regard for individual rights, because the Lord ain't got no respect of persons. Severe questioning. All right. This is Esau being brought on charges, man. Severe questioning, judicial or official inquiry or examination, usually before a jury. The finding of a jury, the act of inquiring, examination. Like they say, it's this shit in court, right? They call it cross-examination, where the damn, I don't know if it's the witness. I mean, cross-exam. I think it's a witness, right? And you sit down and you question them, like, what about this? What about this? And you see if they full of shit or not. All right, but synonyms: delving. All right, like they say, you delve into a matter. Disquisition, examine. An examination. Inquiry, investigation. Pardon me, an investigation. Research, to study. All right. All the blood that's on your hands is gonna be brought into question. All right, basically. I'm talking to Esau. Blood that's on your hands is gonna be brought into question, man. Numbers 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land. And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. There's only one way for you to make this right, and that's to be put to death. It's a fair exchange, though. You put a lot of people to death. Why shouldn't the people of your nation get put to death? And you talk about blood defiling the land. This is the most bloodiest place ever. Like I bring up Gad and Reuben. Even if you took away, I don't want to say that, but let's focus on Gad and Reuben. Just their blood. That's over 100 million folks, man. Esau did a number on Gad and Reuben, as he's done the whole nation. But I say that to say just all that blood on this land. Then you got the Negroes that come over here and our blood spill all on this land. Or our meaning, just the difference in tribes. We are the nation of Israel, but the blood of the southern kingdom on this land too. It's a lot of blood. It's a lot of blood, man. So your blood gotta get shed. Genesis 9 and 6. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man his blood shall be shed. By man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of the Most High. Salakia, butchering it. Genesis 9 and 6. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of the Most High made he man. Like I said, the Most High righteous is fair exchange. You shed blood, your blood gotta be shed. What's wrong with that? Once again, the only people who get mad at righteous judgment is wicked people. Only a wicked person think they should get away with shit that they've done. Anybody with any sense of righteousness, right, understands why they're being punished. Even on our walk, when the Most High, speak for myself, when the Most High has punished me, I understand. You know, I've done this, that, and the third. I understand why everything is crumbling around me. I understand why this is happening. Because the Most High gave me a big book of rules just so I could understand. So when judgment comes, and I'm sure, any brother that's sincere feel the same way. You operate the same way. You understand when things are going bad and the Most High, why he's punishing you, why is he punishing you, you know. But Esau and all other wicked-minded people, they don't get it. Hey, this is a perfect example. That's why when a woman do something, she always say, I didn't do nothing. Nigga, you wicked as hell. That's because we all women wicked as hell, right? That's why a woman never take accountability for anything. Because she wicked. That's how I said, man, I've been in the situation. I've seen the situation. I've heard many stories. And when you look at, I ain't going to veer off, but when you look at domestic violence, most domestic violence starts with a woman kicking your ass. And Jake say the same thing all the time. Look, man, stop playing with me. Something to that effect. Stop, leave me alone. Stop putting your hands on me. Then you may make a decision to defend yourself, and you the damn criminal in the situation, right? But the first thing she say when you defend yourself is, why you hit me. That's how Esau is on all levels. Why we gotta go into slavery? Because you put us in slavery. Why we gotta get put to death? You put us to death. Now it's a lot of things that we can't do to you, as it pertains to the Lord, but we're gonna have spiritual power. So don't worry. We're gonna replace those things with other things. Don't you worry about that. But once again, a wicked-minded person doesn't understand judgment. Proverbs 28:17. A man that doeth violence to the blood of any person shall flee to the pit. Let no man stay him. That's where you going. And just like they used to throw us in the pit. Throw the prophets in the pit. Psalms 11:5. The Lord trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence his soul hateth. Who loves violence on the world? You could just look at who's mass produces weaponry. Cause all the shit Jake got is some secondhand hand-me-down shit. Jake you don't know no Jakes that make guns. You know people that got a lot of guns. But he didn't, from scratch create them. That's Esau. Why? Because he loved violence. And the Lord hate him for that, amongst other things. It says, upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire, and brimstone, and a horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. All right. Psalms 55:15. Let death seize upon them, and let them go down quick into hell. For wickedness is in their dwellings and among them. And this is Esau. Wickedness is in his dwellings and among them. All right. Because as we look at this place, it's nothing but violence. So Psalms 9:12, when he maketh inquisition for blood, he remembereth them. He forgetteth not the cry of the humble. Have mercy upon me, O Lord. Consider my trouble which I suffer of them that hate me. That hate me, thou that liftest me up from the gates of death, that I may show forth all thy praises in the gates of the daughter of Zion. I will rejoice in our salvation. And this is what's coming. We're going to rejoice in the salvation of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. It says the heathen are sunk down into no, the heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made, in the net which they hid is their own foot taking. All right, because all these, things that they think that they're gonna do to us is what's gonna take them. All right. The Lord taketh the crafty in their craftiness. All right. The Lord is gonna destroy y'all with many devices that you think you're gonna destroy us with. Sirach 42 and 18. It says, He seeketh out the deep and the heart, and considereth their crafty devices. For the Lord knoweth all that may be known, and He beholdeth the signs of the world. The Lord knoweth all that may be known. All right. So He knoweth your crafty devices. Just because Esau think he off in the cut, devising a plan, the Spirit of the Lord in there with you. You think because you in the scripture say that, you think because you in the dark, can't nobody see you. The Lord created the dark. Dummy. What an idiot. And I can't believe this guy used to be reverenced as somebody who was like a smart guy. You an idiot. Oh, the Lord, we in the woods. The Lord can't see us. Hey, hit that light. So come on, man. Y'all idiots, man. Psalms 141 and 9. Keep me from the snares which they have laid for me, and the gins of the workers of iniquity. Let the wicked fall into their own nets, whilst that I will throw escape. All right, they gonna fall into their own net. The same trap that you set for us, y'all gonna fall into it. All right. If you old enough to remember Looney Tunes, or a little cartoon series back in the day, you look at that used to happen to Elmer Fudd all the time, which is a representation of the Edomites. A cunning hunter, gun-toting cunning hunter. All right, every time he set a trap for Bugs Bunny, he would always get taken in the trap he set. So if he set a bear trap, the rabbit would trick him into his foot getting caught in it. If he set a net, the Bugs Bunny would trick him into him being hemmed up in it. All right. So, of course, that's a cartoon, but it's a representation of someone getting caught in their own, in the traps that they set. And that's what's going to happen to that man. Esau. It says, oh no, this Psalms 10 and 2. The wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. Straight to the point. Y'all gonna get taken in the devices that y'all imagine. Psalms 5 and 10. Destroy thou them, O Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Let them fall by their own counsels. Cast them out in the multitude of their transgressions, for they have rebelled against thee. But let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice. Let them ever shout for joy, because thou defendest them. Let them also that love thy name be joyful in thee. And this is why, once again, rejoice in the Lord defending and protecting us as we do now. For thou, Lord, will bless the righteous with favor. For thou, Lord, will bless the righteous. With favor wilt thou compass him as with a shield. And the favor of the Lord is going to be your shield in that day, as it is now. This is Job 5 and 11. To set up on highs those that be low, that those which mourn may be exalted to safety. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Because Esau think he gonna get that RFID device. He gonna get it off. He gonna get it off to to a extent. You don't get